All right, last time we talked about the slope-intercept form of a line. So if we know the slope and we know the y-intercept of a line, we can write its formula using y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope and b is the y-intercept. But what if we want to find the formula for a line, but we don't know, maybe we know the slope, but we don't know the y-intercept, like this first example, where we want a line that passes through the point 1, 3 and has a slope of 2. So we know m is equal to 2, right? So we know that the equation for the line is going to look like y equals 2x plus some b, but we don't know what b is. But we do know that the point 1, 3 lies on that line, which means that it has to satisfy the equation. So what we can do is plug in 3 for y, and we can plug in 1 for x, and we can find b, right? Just solve this little equation, subtract 2 from both sides, and you'll get 1 is equal to b, which then means that the equation for the line we're looking for is y equals 2x plus 1, right? Because now we found that the y-intercept has to be 1. Now there's another way we could do it, just by remembering that for a line, the rate of change between any 2 points on a line is constant, okay? So we can look at the slope, right? Rate of change is the slope for a line, and so we can look at the slope of the line, and it has to be 2 between any 2 points, okay? So what we're going to do is take an arbitrary point x comma y on the line, and then we know the slope between that point and this point 1, 3 always has to be 2, no matter what we choose for x and y. So we're just going to say, okay, the formula for the slope, we're going to take the difference in the y coordinates and divide by the difference in the x coordinates, and that has to be 2. So now we can just rearrange this into the slope-intercept form if we want to, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply both sides by x minus 1. Okay, I'm going to multiply both sides by x minus 1, and that allows me to cancel this x minus 1 in the denominator. So remember, when you multiply fractions, this is just like x minus 1 over 1, and we can cancel the common factors. So what we're left with is y minus 3 is equal to, and I'm going to distribute this 2x minus 2. And now I can add 3 to both sides, and we'll get y is equal to 2x, and then minus 2 plus 3 gives us a plus 1, right? Just adding 3 to both sides. And you can see we get the same thing. So that's another way to find the equation for the line. And the second way is actually the basis for the point-slope formula for a line. Okay, so the point-slope formula for a line, if we know any point, calling it x point or x1, y1, so it's a fixed point. We know some point on the line, and we know the slope. Then we can find the equation for the line using y minus y1 equals m, slope, times the quantity x minus x1. So all we have to do is put in the values of x and y for the point we know, and put in the value for the slope, and we can come up with the equation for the line. It's the same thing as what we did in the second part of the first example. Okay, but this is a handy formula to know. So with this formula, if you know the slope and you know any point on the line, not just the y-intercept, but any point on the line, you can find the formula for the line.